Folks, welcome back. Rudy Alpha Investments. We are heading to the end of summer. We all actually made it. I may actually be able. I might actually get a haircut. We made it through. It wasn't a cruel summer like 2022, but today we're gonna have a conversation on Wilds of Eldraine and what's coming up here in the next 7 to 14 days. And of course, yes, we're gonna talk about all these big things coming with sorcery and the new Flesh and Blood and it's Pokemon 151. We'll have some conversations, but first we're going to start with this Wilds of Eldraine situation. You've kind of triggered and pissed off the market and the stores when the average store is ordering about 30 to 50% less pre-orders for your collector box, draft, and set box for Magic release. And this is something I've been talking about for a very long time now. Wizards can continue to pump endless amounts of product, but they actually are spending more money developing, R&Ding, and more setup and print costs and different variations of things, but people are buying less of each thing. So they're not actually coming out ahead. It shows how bad the top of the management of that food chain is. It's just so bad. I mean, I poked about 10 to 15 stores, and every single one of those stores said that they ordered less collector boxes, set, and draft than they have in the previous standard sets of March of the Machine and Phyrexia. And this is a Throne of Eldraine sequel. This is going to be a successful product. This is a product that a lot of people are very excited about. But it's not about the products anymore. And you really messed up the market when the average person's response is, Rudy, I'm excited about Wilds of Eldraine, but you know what's the most disappointing thing? And I say, what's that, Timmy? And they say, well, Rudy, there's no serialized cards, so it doesn't feel that good anymore. And I'm like, when you distort the market to the point with, I don't want to say gimmicks, but hooks in different unique angles, when you have a normal Magic release, suddenly it doesn't feel as good. And then when stores are all ordering less of the product, less revenue goes to Hasbro and Wizards. But it's all right because they'll try to make more. It's so poorly ran. It doesn't feel real sometimes. But hey, Hasbro stock is back to the 70s. Anyway, so overall, I think Wilds of Eldraine is going to be fine. It's going to be a successful product. Yes, just for those of you who are aware, so I'm going to run my this Friday, which is actually, I guess, September 1st. Right, we're out of the cool summer. And September 1st, I'm going to run my collector box sale. And of course, I'm going to offer it where, if some patrons just want like a couple little boxes, that's fine. And of course, if patrons, my whale patrons who want the largest amount ever, they don't care how many, they just want the cheapest price possible. Yes, I am working on the same thing as before because I know you guys really like that. I am going to get you I'm going to try to maybe get down to like the 160s shipped for Throne of Eldraine collector, or Throne of Eldraine, oh my god. Wilds of Eldraine collector boxes to kind of appease that chunk of my market and my supporters. And again, the reason I say that is because remember, folks, this channel is sponsored by My Left Nut, you all, and the patrons. I don't have any outside sponsors. 8 years, I've never done outside sponsors. And it's never going to change, ladies and gentlemen. So, I just want to get that out of the way. Now, before we go too deep into the Wilds of Eldraine, because for those of you who just want to thumbs down and run away, we do finally have the MetaZoo Rudy the Crayon Eater with the extended special cards that connect coming up. That is going to be in September, next couple weeks. Yes, in September. Also, we do have the Sorcery beta launch that everyone keeps blowing me up about. That'll be mid to late September because officially Sorcery beta launches at the first week of October. So we're going to be running that special for all of you the end of September range. And that will be the booster boxes. I guess pre-constructed like a starter box. You get the playmat and, of course, the Rudy exclusive nude promo. I'm just sorry. I was looking at the nude promo and I got excited. And we're going to be doing that. And that'll be a very strict limit of 1 per patron on there. We're going to have to make sure we don't have a blowout. Because I'm a little afraid of the supply demand on that particular situation. But also, we are going into the end of the month. We do have that Flesh and Blood Bright Lights. I haven't really talked much about that too much yet. Like I said, I've been kind of doing a lot of behind-the-scenes things with another business and getting involved, which is about to be announced privately to the patrons. Probably in about 7 to 14 days, I'm going to have some patrons do some, be some beta testers for this kind of thing before we announce it publicly on YouTube. But last thing, too, I know a lot of patrons have been asking me, I have been working on for the next either September or October. I'm hoping September. But I've been trying to get a lot of Commander Masters draft and set at fire sale prices from some other stores and sources to try to get some to run my first Commander Masters like set box sale. And I want to be able to chop the price down into what I think. Again, I told you all, Commander Masters set boxes shouldn't have been $350, $400, and they shouldn't have charged stores $325, whatever it was. It was outrageous. But I am trying to get a lot of fire sale clearance. Rudy the Liquidator, trying to move in and take a lot of Commander Masters, but it's been a lot tougher than I thought. But I do have two sources. We are still going back and forth, and I'm going to try to see if this can go through in the next few weeks. And if it does, for those of you who've been waiting for Commander Masters draft or set, for example, if I can get these Commander Masters set boxes for like the mid to low 200s, I can actually run a private sale to you all and the patrons and actually do something like $249, $259 shipped, some great price for Commander Masters set instead of $350, $400. I haven't been able to lock this in, but I've been negotiating. We are going back and forth, fingers crossed. So I want to say that also. But anyway, so back to the Wilds of Eldraine situation. Obviously, I'm not selling the draft boxes at release. Give me a few weeks after release so I can get a big position of draft boxes, and I'll do my normal $89 shipped. And then, of course, the set boxes, I'm on the fence about. I've been waiting to see if the market's going to be stable. Like right now, set boxes are maybe like 115, 120, but I'm afraid they're going to have either a hard swing up or down. So I'm going to wait a couple weeks on the set. I want to see what happens there. But the collector boxes, as of right now, are very stable. Probably the least volatile collector box I've seen for a while. So for those of you who are interested in the Wilds of Eldraine product, right now, like TCG players, exactly like $199 plus tax. So it's like $212 shipped. I mean, that's $212, $215 shipped with taxes on TCG player. Very stable, very normal. I think eBay's around the same thing. I think eBay's like $190 plus tax, maybe about $205 with taxes and shipping. Very stable right now. I have not seen any price tanking. I have not seen any price spikes. It's very calm, which is really nice to see going into a Magic release. So I am personally excited about Wilds of Eldraine, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of more excited about that than I have been the last kind of set or two. The Commander Masters, I was just kind of, the pricing was what really scared me on those set and draft, not the product itself. And then, of course, this is the first draft set we've had in a couple months, or not draft set, standard set. And it's, I'm excited to do some collector box openings on that. It's been a while since I've done some actual standard set, regular collector box openings. So that's all. I want to get that out in the open. And then last thing in this video, the Pokemon thing. So we got this Pokemon 151 coming pretty soon. And by the way, yes, there is also a Pokemon Crown Zenith ETB reprint. Now, I don't know if it's going to be normal priced. I don't know if distributors and Pokemon are going to force you to bundle it, and I'm not going to be able to get a bunch. But there is a Crown Zenith ETB reprint coming. I also want to tell you all, and I'll do a Pokemon video on this separately, there has been chatter about other reprints of the Sword and Shield era, but I was also told from a pretty reputable source in the third floor basement with my tetherballs that have stated, those of you waiting for a lot of reprints from Sword and Shield era, there are like no more coming. There was supposed to be one more reprint for the Sword and Shield era, but I'm not sure if it's still happening, because we already saw a reprint of Lost Origins Silver Tempest, which I don't even know if it fucking mattered, man. Like, literally, with the price went from, what, $160 a box to $130, and it's probably already going, like, and you couldn't even get much. It just, the whole thing was stupid. But there's supposed to be one more Pokemon reprint from that previous block. I'm skeptical whether that's still happening. We are now in Scarlet Violet. We already have base, Mr. P evolved, and good old Charmander's barbecue set. We've got 3 sets in the new block, heading towards 151, plus the 4th release. Keep in mind, I'm getting more every set and every week and month that goes by. The probability of going back to the previous block, even if it's still tournament legal and all this crap, is just decreasing. So, want to lay that out there. So, that's all the news going on for everybody. That's kind of the big update right now. Let's see here. What am I missing? I think I'm missing one other thing. The source. Oh, I have a little one-piece sale. I'm doing a test run with the patrons, very small, like maybe like 100 orders worth, like 100 patrons worth. you know, like a box of, you know, maybe we'll do like Romance Dawn, and then the new box, we'll kind of have a little 2-3 pack, just a small test thing, just to kind of test the demand of it. Obviously, I'm not touching Lorcana with your wife's boyfriend's extension pole or rod. And let's see, what else? There's one other thing. I guess that's about it. So I guess in conclusion, my opinion, once again, we are heading towards the end of 2023. It's been a decent year. It has not been a big, profitable, major windfall year like 2020, 2021. And obviously, a lot of people made a lot of money in 2020, 2021, including me. Well, a lot of people out there blew most of the money and thought it would never last. They got hosed. Well, the basement dweller Rudy doesn't spend money on the haircuts and just buys waffle fries. You know, things are actually pretty good this year compared to the cruel summer crash last year. It's been a lot better. Oh, that's what it was. A bunch of patrons sent me a message about Baldur's Gate. That's what it was. Some price upticks. And has anybody been following the draft and set boxes and collector boxes of Baldur's Gate? I have a separate video coming out on that. But those of you who are stuck around the end of the video, like even the set boxes. Again, I'm down. My draft boxes, I think I'm down to maybe the last 200 boxes of Baldur's Gate draft. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm either going to be pulling it off my 89 ship patron list, or I'm actually going to have to order another pallet of Baldur's Gate. As of right now, I'm leaning towards just pulling it down, but I'm like, the set's a year old. It was a specialty set, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Baldur's Gate is doing pretty good. Now, again, some of you are going to say, well, it could be some new movie Hollywood news. It could be the new Baldur's Gate video game. It could be there's a lot of, you know, kind of fugazi and speculation on it. But when I saw like Baldur's Gate set boxes, like go on TCG Player, and I looked at it and I was like I've been selling Baldur's Gate set boxes for the last 10 months. Like I have it on my patron list, and I've been selling those things at a loss for 10 months. I was like, dang, these things are selling pretty good lately. And like one of my long-term patrons is like, Rudy, you know you're selling Baldur's Gate set. You're selling the whole case for $4.99 shipped. So that's why you're selling them. The market is reinflating. The product's getting older, and you haven't changed it. So I have one pallet left of Baldur's Gate set booster boxes. I'm going to leave it for now because I'm not sure if it's a blip in the pan and more supplies going to come to market when it uptick. I'm not really sure what's going on with it. I just want to at least let you all know it has been on my radar. I remain very skeptical, and you guys should remain skeptical too. But there seems to be some chatter on it. Again, it could be related to the video game stuff and other just publicity and marketing, but it really kind of makes me like, really? And even the collector, the Baldur's Gate collector box, which bottomed out at like $100 a collector box, has reinflated quite a bit. I think they're back to 160s, 170s. So it's been fascinating. I'm still cautious and skeptical, but it's been interesting. So final thought, Wilds of Eldraine. I think it's going to be a fine release. Those of you who want to actually just buy some boxes, enjoy it, or you want to sit on some cases, or you're going to wait for the Amazon dump, that's up to you all, but I think it's going to be a pretty fun release. I don't see anything dramatic right now. I don't see prices going crazy where there's a risk of a bubble. I don't see anything crashing. The fact that all the stores cut back their orders and pre-orders on the collector boxes and draft and set, you know, the stores aren't stuck with a Rudy position of 5,000 collector boxes and they're panicking. So the fact that all the stores have been throttling back their supply on their pre-orders, well, there's no panic to dump everything. And these are all things I've been talking about now for a couple months. As we continue march forward, all the stores are reducing exposure to new Magic releases. So again, you're seeing less volatility, but you're also, Wizards and Hasbro is seeing less revenue, but they don't give two fucks because they're going to have another release of something else in a month. But the thing is, they're cannibalizing their own product line. Like stores all over the country, if not world, are just buying less of the products. So it's like, if you're managing the card game, shouldn't you just like do less R&D and less versions of cards so that people just buy more of each thing and you make more, your margins are better because they're buying more of the same? Like, no, we'll just Amazon dump it or just throw it in the big old trash dump. We'll just throw it in the waste. You know, what do I know, right? So that's all I have to say, folks. Going to be a very interesting 60 days coming up between How is MetaZoo going to hold up with their next few releases? I mean, is MetaZoo finally at 0? Ooh. Is with Lorcana and One Piece and Sorcery coming, is this really going to cannibalize a lot of Magic? Is Pokemon going to continue to adjust their print runs with this post 2021 era where things are stable? We got a lot of interesting things kind of coming up here. By the way, one other crazy thing. I even ran a Weiss sale a day or two ago, whenever, depends when you see this video. And yesterday. Hopefully I'll get this video today. Or I'll put this video live hopefully Monday. And like even the new Weiss Nazareth Volume 2, like I didn't even sell out of it. Like my normal 1,000 boxes of it, this was I thought for sure this was gonna be like a Sword Art type set or a Hololive or always like high demand sellout Weiss set. And like this one didn't even sell out. And I was really surprised by that. And it just shows how finicky the market is. And and then last but not least, congratulations to about the 150 patrons who bought a case of Weiss Nazareth Volume 1 from me. And you turned, and you paid, I think I sold for like $70 a box. And I think like $400 a box. So congratulations to over 100 of you patrons who probably made like $5,000, $10,000 in that purchase. Have a beautiful day. Go on Chick-fil-A.